statement from T1 to say Smash is, Smash basically 1v9 and pulled Dplus across the line in their series against DNS to get here. And Peyz
how this composition is going to work later on in the game here for T1 and Dplus, very obvious. It's level 5 here for Faker, not going to be throwing ShowMaker back, but he takes a lot of damage as he wanders his way out, refusing to press flash.
That was a lot of damage indeed, and obviously used his teleport already.
Siwoo manages to find the knockback on the Q. Wants another one here as the scrap shield will silence Doran. No, the flash, and he misses! Oh no, Siwoo takes 2 turret shots for his trouble as well. Keria still trying to get his eye in onto that one. Great beat drop is going to come on through there as the heals come down, as Keria's just dead. There is first blood over to Smash. He gets exhausted from the grave.
Career learned.
Peyz is now alone.
So you stop that detach, or attack.
Peyz taking a lot of damage here as well, as the high note will be avoided. Flash out there so that ShowMaker doesn't get hit by the Emperor's Divide, but really good ulti. Oh, no one really taking a bite out of them just yet.
Even though it's been perma pryos, no flash.
Yeah, Emperor's Divide comes down. Now Oner looking to make his way in. There is a shockwave to try and buy some space, but there is a rumble there.
Yeah, and he's got TP, so he can just go straight back to the top. The damage they did in that initial salvo, Lucid taking so much means that they just can't contest, and if they try to, they might be setting up that Zeri moment you were discussing earlier.
Yeah.
Walking into that, even in this early game, Zeri's skirmish power is really powerful. Speaking of!
Yep, Zeri looking for the angle as the cleanse comes out. It flashes the arrow gorgeously, and the encore doesn't quite work out. Prowling projectile is going to miss though, and the flash out from Keria will keep him alive, but now it is clean up Zin's out time, and in he goes, picks up a swift double with the 3 Talon Strike. He had a Talon Strike left over after that one.
And these angles for Peyz, he was famous for it when he was on Genji on the pick, and he's certainly showcasing why here again, as Doran does not have flash.
He doesn't, and he also probably doesn't have his life either, as Siwoo comes on over. That's a dissonance to complete the kill, and Oner not quite here in time.
The top side of the map. But this is the level 6 Zeri all-in angle that you see in a lot of matchups. Doesn't have it at level 6 in this case. The flash over the arrow. The encore isn't enough. Is ShowMaker just going to die as well?
We getting that certification
I got my paper out. I got my paper out.
I'm a little bit worried about this one, is now Smash looking to try and get some arrows into Faker here, who's in a little bit of trouble. Lucid comes on over. There's a great Crescent Guard, but I think Faker is still in a lot of trouble. Lucid going to be the one to pick up the kill. Keria thankfully stopped auto-attacking to make sure that he doesn't in his own right.
That's a flanking TP.
That's a big old flanking TP, and ShowMaker took a little while to get there as the arrow is going to connect. There's the flag and drag. Encore connects as well. That is all the CC, but Oner didn't get hit by any of it, so the Ashe is just dead. Keria down as well, and if you hadn't written it already, Wolf, I think it's time to write the certification note now. I've got my crayons ready.
It's signed. It's already been sent in. Kespa is notarizing it as we speak. I think this one is a Zeri game for the books, to be sure. One of the biggest Peyz ones so far of the year.
He's just running amok on the map, and maybe you're exactly right. Maybe Peyz is just the engage. As all right, there is an engage from Siwoo as well, looking for an angle onto Doran. He is just dancing on the equalizer though, as the Flame Spitter comes on down as well. Flash out there from Doran, and the flash from Siwoo is not going to work. It's a solo kill, as now ShowMaker looking to try and come on through here. The arrow is not going to quite connect, as there is still a shockwave here. ShowMaker still trying to find it. Another flag and drag comes down, but the final chapter is still there. Ulti from Peyz. And look at this. It's basically 1 versus 3, because it's a cat. It's kind of half a champion, but still they're standing their ground.
This is absolutely crazy here. He does not care. ShowMaker eventually gets the kill onto Doran there on the top side without using his flash, without using his shockwave. So that's the only piece of good news here for Dplus. But it's Herald just going to drop down here and take this mid turret out at 18 minutes. T1 swimming in gold, and all of it on their major carry here in Peyz. A second charge here will give even further plate gold over with this draft, this setup. As, oh man, this is Doran. He has his Haunting Geist, which is actually insanely high value in extended fights like this. And the Equalizer did so much work. Then this flash, he gets the slow, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, it was a flash harpoon as well. That was so sick.
As soon as he flashed and hits he just TP'd to the top lane. ShowMaker's probably not too happy about that either. As another turret goes down, and whoever engages, like, nice try, Jarvan. And he just 100 zeros him with the Yumi on his back and takes no damage because he's got a huge shield as well.
And Oner is just chasing Lucid out of his own jungle here. You can see ShowMaker now getting closed in on his Peyz. He really wants to kill an Orianna, and he might just be able to do so as Oner with the Crescent Guard does come on down, but Keria is there. Arrow is going to hit his own teammate, but there's the knock-up onto Oner. He's put inside the little pen here. That's very cute. Great encore, but the cleanse is there for Peyz, who's just going to end Smash before he could do anything. Oh, God, it's one of these games, isn't it? As finally, the Zeri will go down, but not before picking up 3, 2 of which he grabs the kill credit for, and DK just reeling after that. It's almost a 5,000 gold lead, and I was wondering how the engages were going to work. I guess just walk at them is kind of the way here.
Well, the thing
Sand Soldier is going to disappear.
When you're basically with Q and W as well, you know, all 3 of those buttons get pressed on Peyz, and there's a flag on him. Maybe you kill this guy.
Well, looking for an arrow onto Faker. They will be able to find it. Shockwave is there for ShowMaker, and he does press that button. Cataclysm comes down, but it doesn't stop Faker from getting out. His flash does come on through. There's the flash over the wall, and there is the Jarvan picking up the kill. The rest of T1 looking to come on in here, though, as the teleport from Doran does get him up, but the teleport out from ShowMaker will allow him to escape, as now Peyz and Keria looking for the angle. Extendo beam, not quite going to find Lucid, but I think this Jarvan is still going to die.
He's got exhaust.
Turret here. Siwoo does stand beside him, but Oner's going to be able to finish that one off. And now Siwoo might be in a little bit of strife as well. Prowling projectile doesn't quite work, as now the Crescent Guard. Oner is going to be taken down, but Ash immediately dead. This Peyz guy just doing so much damage, and Siwoo really wants to find it. There's the Q to finish him off, and now Doran comes in. He's got the damage. ShowMaker now gets missed by the harpoon, though, and so now Doran could be in a little bit of trouble. Keria trying to make sure that he's as scary as Peyz, but it looks a little different here, as Doran is going to get taken out. DK finally finding an angle in this game.
Yeah, that was definitely a moment where ShowMaker was like, "Shoo, careful!"
Out. I mean, Doran is
like,
actually a real tank. And so it is more difficult for Peyz to kill him, at least, as we got another fight going on here, as at least DK are able to take a dragon. Let's see whether they can actually keep themselves alive, though, because Peyz has a kitty cat, and he's not afraid to use it. Keria now completely separated from the rest of his team, does find an encore onto Faker, but now Peyz wants to skate his way in, and just an extendo beam is going to be enough to take down this Seraphine.
So
it is T1,
you know,
yeah.
They have great turn here, right? When they do have Emperor's Divide, so there's that.
Well, Siwoo's not going to be too worried about that one. Is now looking for an angle towards Oner as they go for the turn. There's a shockwave, but it's only onto the Xin Zhao. Now Lucid in a lot of trouble. Siwoo dived forward. Is now Peyz possibly separated, or never mind, just in range to kill everyone. Oner somehow lives, and that is just 2 freebies here, as DK are just going to have to sacrifice the Baron now.
Peyz is making a statement about his gameplay.
Peyz situation is getting out of hand. He's going to take down this turret very comfortably. 4 items now completed. His mortal reminder is done. Is now.
Is it a trick question?
I just never know them.
Is it a trick question, maybe?
Well, Arrow is going to connect onto Faker once again.
Kill the other one.
Find a little bit of an angle. Can go all out here as well as they pull Faker back. But he goes golden, and now Peyz has made his way in. Emperor's Divide hits the air as Faker is going to get taken down by the volley. And now Peyz is slowed up. Takes a lot of damage there at the same time as Lucid looking to keep himself alive. Keria almost dies. As now Peyz puts down the ulti. Doran gets in there with a flamethrower, but diving this turret is a little bit dangerous. Did Peyz take damage before us? Never mind. The arrows do come on through, and Lucid gets through the base gate, and now without Peyz, T1 should not be able to keep pushing forward. Oner and Doran there with their little kitty cat in tow are just going to have to get out. Hasn't really, he's taking that one in stride, let's just say that. As Arrow going to connect onto Faker, he's just taking all of these arrows. Shockwave comes on down as well, and just barely survives.
More shielding and healing power.
I was going to say, that one's just going to add to Keria's stats there, as T1 looking for Soul Point.
For Infernal Soul with his composition.
Yep, and there's a teleport so Faker can get all of his health bar back and make his way back down again. Finally, the IE is done, then that's the engage, you know?
Yeah, I suppose that's how it's going to work when you have this much map control as T1. As Peyz is engaged.
They look for it. There's the shockwave. They're going to try and blow him up as he pops down the ulti, and Lucid just doesn't have it. Finally, Peyz is going to go down, and Lucid will survive. Now, Siwoo not dancing on the equalizer this time, but not going to hit the Q either, as he's looking to try and take down Doran, putting that Iceborne Gauntlet to good use, and there it is. Solo Bolo in the bottom lane.
Faker.
And the Siwoo Dante's coming up big.
Yeah, Faker is playing a bit aggressively down here towards this inner, and would never be able to kill you. And then you would just melt everyone. But now you're actually killable, so you got to be careful.
Oner is just going to lose his GA. and his life.
Starting to wonder if T1 are ahead in this game.
Is he going to taxi out using Keria? As the volley going to slow him down, so he is going to survive, so just loses the GA.
But the jungler is now going to have to go home. No flash for Oner, and this should be a pretty relatively easy to play out, Baron.
I mean, look at the damage from one extended beam.
Well, if he didn't get hit by that, or if the shield was there before he got hit by it, might have been a different story.
Yeah, T1 deciding, Dplus deciding that this Zeri being alive.
But with everyone else getting so large in the burst and all of the engage tools we talked about,
I mean, the problem is there's just no CC on T1's side,
they can't lock people down, so Peyz has to survive till the end of the fight.
Unless someone just overextends. Never mind, Faker is hit by an arrow once again. And will be able to escape, never you mind. Siwoo now looking for the angle though, as Peyz just dashes out of the way. Doran coming on forward, and is this the DK's engage, is our engage, type engage
The
here
Seraphine also has the Diadem completed and Moonstone Renewer, and I mean, Smash is ready to fight. He's ready to almost go toe-to-toe with Peyz if they have the setup, if they have the CC.
Oh, they are still looking for it here. The equalizer is fantastic. Siwoo able to soak it, though, as he goes all out, looking for the angle. There is the golden flamethrower, as Doran will try to help take down Siwoo, and they will be able to do it. And now Peyz finds his angle. Immediate double kill as he gets revenge on the bottom lane, and ShowMaker is one dash away from dead. The little zaps onto the minions, not going to be quite enough there, though, so at least the Orianna can pirouette her way out of there, but I think they're going to be pirouetting their way out of this game as T1, they find the angle, and they will take down Dplus here in game one.
Get a little bit impatient there, and the equalizer from Doran gives them enough space, and that is the end of it.
Yep. T1 with a...
Hard to play out for the bottom 2v2 this time for Peyz and Keria, because this time they have the Karma on their side. But the way this game is going to play out for Peyz almost is exactly the same as the Zeri game did. Really, you're only cleansing a Pantheon or maybe like a root from Keria on the leash. So it does make a lot of sense to go for TP, especially on the losing lane as Faker.
Yeah, is going to try and shove back Lucid, who gets himself out of there. The Q is going to miss, though.
Small lead here for ShowMaker. I want to compare the two of them. What I mean is, this lead isn't a huge one. Is Keria?
Yeah, is going to be face tanking here, and down he will go. Lucid able to pick up first blood. True Shot Barrage helping out. Yeah, the problem as well is that it's Keria here on the Karma, so not going to be backing him up with too much extra, as now Oner and Faker do find ShowMaker, but he does move himself out of the way. You're going to connect there onto Oner as the kick. Let's see whether it does actually come on down. Exhaust comes through, but he then misses the hook. Unfortunate there for Keria, and so that is going to be the end of that.
Okay, now an all-in angle here for Peyz, a level down.
Smash, not quite finding it here, as the Mystic shots are difficult to land when Peyz is running extraordinarily quickly. Ghost and ulti going to be helping him out there. The flash forward from ShowMaker, though, that actually catches Jonas Strong off guard, and that's another kill for Lucid. This time the hook is going to connect, but there was no one else there. And so Oner is going to turn that into an engage for himself, but only has Keria backing him up. And
in the early game and punishing T1 quite heavily.
And Lucid is the one that's the benefactor, right?
We were off map. I don't know if they make something of this, you might be able to.
Oh dear, Lucid going to be able to at least stop him from backing out of the way, but we know that there's no one coming. There's no teleport on this team, nothing at all, and so that is just going to be an easy one picked up here by the DK. Flash at all this game. So feeling pretty comfortable on this Yanara. A looming threat, you could say, as that Realm Warp was optimistic at best, and ShowMaker will be going down as T1 pick up their first kill of the game. That's a max range hook, very nicely done there, as Keria's burning down. Takes the Blitzcrank for a walk, though, and he will get snared. And Keria looking a little worse for wear, but otherwise is going to be all right. Peyz just able to offer so much.
In terms of which comp scales better, because obviously with the rise here on the side of Dplus and this relatively safe Ezreal, they have a lot of. Here comes the Taliyah wall.
Yeah, T1 looking for an angle towards Keria, and there's the flash from Oner. Gets the flash out of Keria, but he's a little bit late on that one. Seismic Shove going to push him back, and even through the ulti, he is very, very dead. And Faker just decided that Keria was gone.
Yeah. And T1 have kind of decided they want to start using their globals.
Well, Lucid has also decided that he wants to kick Doran into a Scion. That was beautifully played. Keria is going to be there, and everyone else is turning up as well. Lucid will break the tether and then safeguards away. Going to be able to take them on a merry jaunt through the jungle. And ShowMaker getting some plates on the other side. Let's see whether Lucid can actually execute himself. He might actually be at, never mind. Faker is able to get it, and there's even an assist over for Keria.
Starting the conversation about scaling is TP here from Doran.
Yeah, it's going to bring him towards his bottom side of the map. He's spotted on that waters. Keria makes his way down. Does get the knock-up, but there's Keria here as well. So Keria's just really dead.
I'm not sure if where they saw him. There is that ward over the wall. I guess that's where Peyz just doesn't care about anything. He doesn't care about anyone, and he will kill anyone.
Yeah.
If he gets hooked by Keria, he's like, I will kill Keria.
Well, Keria not as worried about a hook that is now on cooldown.
Pantheon ult.
Yeah, we have pentakills as there is the ulti out of Oner, like you were talking about. They just decide to kill Smash. This is kind of what we were talking about, as the I think, is not going to get picked up. It's a double here for Peyz, as Lucid going to be able to take the Rise exit. But I don't think that's really what they wanted, because now Peyz is on the board, and this is the problem that they had in the last game.
Yeah, very similar story here. Now they're looking for more.
Yeah, Oner is going to be able to get the stun. Seismic Shove does go wide, though, as ShowMaker is still getting a fair bit of work done here. Lucid goes in and then tries to go out, but explodes, tethered up there by Keria. And ShowMaker once again sidesteps, but straight into a spear. And DK have just fallen apart.
Yeah,
So we're going to expire earlier than they did, because it was not really the look he was going for.
It was already a bit rough.
Oh, ShowMaker is able to get the phase rush now, so should be able to catch up to Faker momentarily. Let's see whether he gets in range, as no flash.
Lucid's here.
Yeah, Lucid is going to try and make something happen. Seismic Shove now on cooldown, as there's the mini stun into the wall, and Lucid is able to lock down that kill. So there's a little bit back here for DK.
A little bit of redemption, yeah. All right, feeling better about this one. This also could be a freebie.
Yeah, the flash in from Doran as he looks to just eviscerate ShowMaker, and that absolutely works, as now Smash tries to arcane shift himself out of the way, and there is the knock-up onto Peyz. In the meantime, though, as Lucid outplays, finds the angle onto Doran, and the gank in the mid lane does not quite work out. So maybe we were signing the obituary for DK a little early.
I don't know why. I mean, Lucid is also going to die slowly again, it looks like. Don't think he'll be able to get the execute, but
I think he will, because I don't think he's been touched for quite some time.
I just don't know if he gets that time.
Yeah, he needs to die ASAP. As Peyz, let's see whether he hits him with something. No, Slurkle doesn't land, and Lucid is going to dictate his own fate here. Danny will go to a minion.
All right, well, that ends up buying a lot of
He's all about vengeance today.
And then after they get the kill onto ShowMaker, that's when the magic happens here. So watch it from Lucid's perspective.
Yeah, gets it. That was pretty cute. Just
and I mean, he did not miss a beat there, and now he has 6 kills.
Yeah, it's every single kill on DK is Lucid right now, who has got most of the items. He is at least building a heck of a lot of damage, and so that is good news. The Scion gonna have to ulti away, otherwise that Seismic Shove could have been problematic. So Siwoo now without his ult, but I don't think that's gonna be end of the world exactly. 1 minute until this Chemtech Soul.
I do appreciate how Faker is built in this game. I think a lot of people might be annoyed because it doesn't do damage to Scion.
I just don't like it.
But ShowMaker may be dead again.
Yeah, ShowMaker doesn't like it either, as he is just really dead. Oner going to be able to pick that one up with the help of Doran.
And Doran also getting his TP back right now. Completes his mana.
Yeah, Keria, unfortunately, not going to quite find that hook, as, oh god, the Arc of Ruin is just too scary. And Keria punished immediately. As soon as that hook's on cooldown, he is just not really able to do much of anything at all, as Peyz still has a bit of ulti running. Still fair bit back, as ShowMaker is doing a bunch of work. But Lucid just going to get shut down by Doran, and they're going to look for even more. ShowMaker under the turret is not able to survive, and the outer will fall at the same time. In the meantime, Siwoo and Faker just fighting towards the bottom side. And
forget Dragon, even easier to take this one down.
There you go.
And Dplus. Okay, this is optimistic.
Yep.
And you know what?
Let's see whether he can hit these Mystic Shots, as the Seismic Shove does connect. Keria misses the hook.
I thought Faker might have hit a goner there, but if he doesn't hit the hook on repeat in this game, couldn't show up because he didn't have TP.
Oh, there's the kick flash as Faker out of position potentially, but does just shove Lucid back. And now Oner's going to turn up. There's a teleport in from Doran as well. Lucid immediately punished as a hook is going to connect, and the Scion is at least able to get some work done here towards Doran, but he gets a big old shield. We're going to check out a replay for a moment, but now we are back to watching Siwoo die. We couldn't actually show on camera what had just happened, and so therefore we just panned away.
Censored!
Yep, censored 100%, and I appreciate it a lot.
As Keria does not have Ardent Censor in this game, but...
I thought that was what did it.
It's Oh, not in this case. He's got a pretty similar KDA to his Yumi game last game, and this game state starts to feel pretty similar as well. A little bit more Oner focused this time around, as he had a slow start, as you pointed out, but sitting at 12 and 15 KP right now, and this game is looking pretty over.
Yeah. Hook again, going to go wide, and DK probably realizing they'll have to possibly concede this inner turret, as instead it will just
surely lost now.
It certainly is, as we're going to have a look at that replay. Meanwhile, in live, Lucid is dying, and Doran is just going to do some flips and land on his head.
Production,
we'll go to the Lee Sin.
They really just want to shelter Dplus fans today, and I think it's maybe warranted.
Oh, stationary target, there we go. Never mind, he's just dead. Sometimes you hit the hook and it's not exactly what you want to see. Siwoo's on the wrong side of the wall. Faker also just going to come on in there and eviscerate Smash. Oner turns up as well as ShowMaker is just kept out with that Aegis. And Siwoo is a zombie, but not for very long. This game is donezo, ladies and gentlemen. T1 will just roll over the top of DK here in game number 2. It was a great start, especially by Lucid. But then we felt it, that back-breaking moment. And then it all fell apart. That house of cards just flat on the floor.
I feel robbed. I thought game 1.
They realized that the Baron was up. So
okay, they are learning.
That is a good idea.
I think it might have been too slow, though.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to get over there, as the Q's going to miss some Lucid, and he is just going to be taken for a walk. So there is just a free Baron. And now the Weaver's Wall from Faker as he looks to try and start this fight off. Keria taking a lot of damage as he gets a big old shield. There's a flash out from Faker, though. True Shot Barrage is decent as ShowMaker is stunned up. The hook is going to connect onto Oner, but he survives, and Doran dives into the backline and just destroys them. What was that damage? The Scion is able to punish him, but this is game over, ladies and gentlemen. Peyz able to finish off the Scion, and that'll be the ace, and T1 will march up the mid lane.
It's not quite a record-breaking pace here for T1, but this game certainly felt over a long time ago, and it's 2 demoralizing losses back-to-back here for Dplus as T1 recover fast from their loss against BNK and now put themselves 1 win away from going to Hong Kong, trying to fight their way to face old rivals in Gen G.
Yeah, Keria almost, but Oner is going to pick it up. And the last time I saw it, I swear, was Canyon picking it into Oner in the final.
Was it into Oner or was it the
Lucid will be able to at least get a crab, so that's going to help give him a little bit of extra control around that area.
There's a lot
Drake, though, is very tanky.
Yeah, there's a lot of burst damage on both sides as Doran.
Yeah, there's the gate, as we're going to need to throw out the Ragnarok. Let's see whether this kill can actually come through. The undertow, not enough, and first blood goes to Doran with
got his Fury ready for an empowered W, and Faker's missing.
Well, in the meantime, red-white guns here for Peyz, and Smash is going to have to try and cull him down. There's the bubble that connects, but it's just last hit by the Moonlight Vigil. And Peyz is on the board. ShowMaker can try and take him off that board, though, as point blank, the charm will connect, and down will go the Aphelios. So, bit of extra movement speed for the Ahri, but Keria okay with that. As Oner will be able to help clear out some vision. First Drake still hasn't gone down, as Lucid looking to dash around this fight. Oner gets a lot of damage taken, and the ulti follows him. Smashed to the ground by Lucid. Once again, having a good time here in this game number 2 as well. Like, he comes back with more items, isolates the dragon, and we'll be able to take that one down. So once again, it is first Drake going over to T1.
It's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back here for Dplus, and Faker has so much control over this mid lane now that has been what they've been known for forever, as Doran is going to look to stop it back and maybe look for more.
Yeah, as Ragnarok actually going to be used here. Let's see whether Doran actually wins out on this fight, as into the brush he goes. There's the flash to follow. Will he have it? No, he does not. Doran just ends the Viking, and down he falls once again.
And ShowMaker also may be in trouble.
Yeah, looking for an angle himself, as now the charm is going to miss. Good footwork there from Faker to make sure that he survives. Be a little careful of that, but Lucid Faker is now back in the mid lane.
On a good angle here, and he has flash. They can try to make this work.
Let's see whether it does work out, as the bubble is going to connect. That means that the public execution comes down. Wild Growth is fantastic, as Keria will be able to take one back, as now Lucid looking for it on a Peyz. He has red-white, but it is not enough. The Ambessa will reign supreme, as Oner just finds the angle, and he's looking to taste even more fear as Lucid dashes, and the smite comes down to make sure that it's Peyz that grabs the kill.
Oh boy, that was Lucid's smite there at the end. Like Peyz, so the ult on the Ambassadors, we're gonna go back to this play here where Faker was able to sidestep his way out. Actually, insanely impressive. Smart pings. Okay,
People that were bearing down upon him.
This might just be a free dragon here. TP.
Yeah, ShowMaker does have his teleport available as well, as they do steal away the dragon, so that's straight number 2 going on over to Dplus, as there's the charm connecting. Great wild growth to keep Doran alive for even longer, and he'll cut up Smash! He'll finally go down, but the damage is being done as Lucid off on the backline. The slow is fantastic from that undertow to make sure the disengage comes through, and it's actually Dplus that come out ahead.
They do come out ahead.
I mean, for now.
It looks pretty scary. It still looks scary here.
Yep, Lucid, wild cards connecting there as he's looking to try and dash his way out. Faker doesn't quite have another gold card just yet, as the wild cards are not going to quite land. And nicely done there from Lucid to survive.
Bottom side. Very strong, as Oner's actually going to enjoy this mountain, or Infernal Soul.
Yeah, we're fighting once again, as Oner is just going to look to try and kill this Viking. He does almost die for his trouble. And now we've got Gravitum coming on down, Smash in a lot of trouble, as there's the ulti out. Good tidal wave does come on in, as the Rift Herald getting a little bit antsy there as well, as the ulti from Lucid goes wide. Good sidestep there from Peyz, as Doran is
top laners. He just gets so huge, and he's getting even larger here now in this game, taking this whole turret down.
Yeah.
He is a full level, and almost a level and a half ahead of Siwoo.
Get checked every time. I just don't think the Olaf is going to really do too much of anything, and that's why I kind of thought the Jax felt like a better choice.
Smash
even if you're 0-3, you still have a counter-strike.
Smash has no flash, Doran has flash. That's a problem.
Well, Doran does have a lot of money on the table.
The T1 are just keeping Smash away with Renekton alone as they look to force this dragon.
Yeah, ShowMaker moving forward here as well. It's another steal from Lucid. Nicely done there. Oner not quite able to find the angle. Siwoo teleports in real late.
This is pretty good for Dplus. Let's see if they can also get this charge.
Well, all of T1 around that corner, and Lucid gets himself out of there. The charm just misses, though, as there's the Destiny. Wild Growth's fantastic as ShowMaker does make his way out, and now Lucid looking to try and cut down this Crocodile Smash on a flank angle. Not sure about that one, as Faker gets in. Good cleanse. Moonlight Vigil comes down, though, and they're not quite able to secure the kills. T1 wanting to try and chase them down. Lucid's on a ward and is just going to be backing. There's the ulti. Good dash, as Doran benefits from that ward over the wall.
Successful heist!
Mounts of ways that I can see this going wrong, as he does spot Lucid moving into his jungle.
ShowMaker playing respectfully. Here's the Destiny.
Yeah, Oner with that ulti. And Lucid unable to actually follow him over that wall. The gate moved towards the top side of the map, I believe. Actually, no, just gets him out of there. He was already up there. He was on the bottom side.
So he takes the turret and pieces out, and they don't make an overextension. They don't make a mistake. He'll grab rapid fire cannon, but Siwoo will trade this for a turret on the bottom side. Any alone time he can get away from Doran. I'm starting to feel like T1 are going to have to make a really aggressive call. I thought that what they were trying to do, because they had red-white with Peyz, was bait Dplus into this extended skirmish. They have a lot of map control. They have ShowMaker on this flank angle. Oh god, this turret is not lasting very long.
Well, there's a teleport in. The Renekton trying to make something happen. His career in Smash maybe in a little bit of trouble. It's the double TP. The flash forward as Smash does get McHale's and then just dashes away. And so T1 unable to quite get that one to work out, as ShowMaker thinks he may have found an angle onto Oner, but Oner just takes half of his health bar and then they will back away. But T1 are like, wait, but we're here, guys. We should probably do the Baron.
He does have his teleport now, and I think he's going to have to use it.
Yep, ShowMaker looks for the Orb of Deception as now Smash gets a lot of damage onto Doran. This Lucian is very scary as Lucid. Can you do it again? That's the question. The answer is absolutely not. He's not even able to get into the pit. As now T1, can you escape? As Doran gets in there with them, and now the Olaf thinks that it's his time to shine. Goes in, immediately goes out. As now Peyz gets on forward. That's the public execution, and Faker gets smashed down to the ground. Smash now looking for an angle himself as over the wall he goes. But it looks like just one for the moment as T1, they are walking the wrong direction. Trying to keep their Baron alive as Lucid, the only one without fear by the looks of things. Peyz is at full health and Lucid's just dead. There is the Dominus, but the bubble is going to be good, and ShowMaker finds the angle to shut down T1.
It's a bit of a disaster here for T1. They got a lot of kills at least, or they got the kill there on the end. It's a lot of kills for Dplus despite losing the Baron. And this is so much gold injected, but T1 did take the Baron off the map, defending this turret here and side lanes those where the next port of call is going to be here.
Like unless it's going to be a Serpent's Fang. Serpent's Fang would be kind of sick.
It's actually pretty solid here.
I would really like that. That would be one that would make me feel okay. As the Drake has now spawned, ShowMaker on a flank angle, trying to look for a way in. As the culling really softening. The charm connects onto Peyz somehow. He goes down exceptionally low. They get the wild growth out area and the heal. My God, that was absurd from ShowMaker. He does not want to go home today. And he's now looking for even more. Dash Cannon and the Spirit Rush. And all the while, Lucid is getting
a lot of stacks.
Yeah, you get some stats, baby. So maybe Siwoo can actually find some relevance in this game.
Try to go in as Faker. They'll just turn on you and kill you. As Doran is pushing a big wave bottom side, they're going to go for a TP flank.
All right. Well, that's an idea that you can go for here as Ragnarok comes on through. And so that is a big cooldown, although there is a Hex Plate, so I guess Siwoo should have that. Oh, Crocodile coming out of the reeds. I know about that one. That one's dangerous. They really warn you about that if you ever go to the Northern Territory.
They get the turret. They finally get that mid turret.
Where is this? Where is this Crocodile? It is lurking. Over he goes. Finds Lucid, but he gets Mikhail's. And T1, they cannot actually get on top of Dplus.
They got the turret. That's all they're going to get. It looks like or anything like that. But for the first time in a while, T1 can breathe on the map.
Hey, Keria, you were standing on top of a control ward, my guy.
It's okay, hits these bubbles.
Yeah, Tidal Wave comes on through as well. He does
hits those Tidal Waves.
There. He's still dead though, Wolf.
It's okay, he has heal flash.
He hits those bubbles. He hits those bubbles, and ShowMaker was there.
Answer for T1, and there's no one inside. So T1 just have to clean up these waves, and Dplus have such
the turret. There's 5 seconds until the Elder is up and available, and it looks like a back is going to get channeled here by T1, and this is T1 bound decks now.
Probably.
That might be actually a thing. Although, rank, here we go. Out comes Oner, kind of regrets the decision, as now Siwoo is on the side, but does have the rest of the teammates coming on over as Faker is able to sidestep. Great charm, max range, and they're looking to try and turn it. Remember, he doesn't have the Zonyas. Oh my God, Peyz, what was that? He just explodes, and T1, they will not go quietly into this good night. They will go quite loudly, and now their Nexus is going to explode.
All right, Dplus pull it off. In the end, better macro. They push T1 into such an uncomfortable position. They have to make an all-in play. It doesn't work. Peyz tries for the hero. Those games where you could pull that out. Silas does very much like to steal the Veigar ultimate away, though, and he also likes to steal away the Gnar ultimate and forward here, so you can chase me through that brush if you want. Now the Zion's going to show up.
Yeah, there's a Petrifying Gaze, though, as Faker, he might just die as ShowMaker doesn't have his flash, and Oner tries to make his way over. Another poison comes on through as Faker walks up, flashes away, and Oner should be able to finish this one off. ShowMaker, though, does have to get the flash out for Oner to be able to pick up that kill. Man, that was close, as now Lucid looking for a little bit of an angle here as he gets over the wall, flashes on forward. Can he get the Oner? The answer's no! Too many knockups, and they outplay the monkey!
Lucid's face!
Damn. Well,
that's the kind of moment where you're just like, I don't know, I gave it my all.
To be perfectly, okay, he's dead again. And the problem is, like, Mega tries to sidestep it, and it does not work.
When he goes for the miasma, then Faker's gonna get the taunt, and so, I mean, he tries to sidestep, like you said. As now we have chains.
Yeah, and there is no ulti available here for Keria. Good flash there from Peyz as Smash just trying to do enough damage to stop them from killing his cow, as another couple of autos from Keria will be required. Grand entrance to finish him off. That's a creative way to get a kill. And now Smash could be in a lot of trouble, although he's doing a fair bit of damage back. Sidestep, not quite enough there as Keria looks for the angle, doesn't find it. Keria just dead. And now Doran looking to try and kill Lucid here as well. Gets that information, chains connect, and he picks up a Cyclone for himself as well. Now you've got Faker trying to move on in. Justice Punch does get interrupted by the Cyclone, and there's a Petrifying Gaze as Doran has to try and get out of there, but Lucid gets the extra range on the Q. And now Faker looking to try and turn this. Oner gets the pullback. My God, Oner Zahen is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, he's been putting the hours in for sure.
Oh, yes.
I'm watching this game.
That's why he's like,
you
wow,
gotta kill Smash. You gotta deal with Siwoo. You only have one Silas ult at this point in the game, early on, as Doran. Speaking of Doran.
Yeah, can he hop his way out of this one? This time doesn't get the extra bounce as the flash comes on in. Good knockback, Grim Deliverance. And the delivery is death. Down goes Siwoo.
And he's dead.
Already in the air there for Oner. So beautifully done. We've got a bit of a tussle here, as Faker's going to be moving in first. Headbutt out. Good Justice Punch, though, to avoid that, as now Smash is in a lot of trouble. The quickness comes on through, but Keria is a long way away from the rest of his team, but so is Lucid. And now Lucid is very, very dead.
In this game.
Yep.
There's a lot of ifs in this game for T1 as Faker.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
That was about the angle that he dodged it on his Riven back in the day. Beautifully done.
It's been them in the mid lane that have really put ShowMaker into his grave, but... okay, this might be a bridge too far.
Well, Lucid is going to smite him, and there is a dead Faker. So that is a lot of money going over to Lucid. Dplus and T1 right now, as Oner already has it down to 34 health.
So they trade the...
Yeah, Lucid moving on in there, but this Rift Herald is down very low. Teleport does get ShowMaker up there, as there is the Cyclone. Grim Deliverance comes on down. Rise is pretty good, as now Keria just getting himself out of there. Justice Punch comes on through, but we have the Rift Herald taken here by Lucid, and now Faker is in no man's land. In the meantime, Smash just taking matters into his own hands. And so is Faker, actually. It's taking a long time for him to go down, as she will finally find the Hyper Proc, and down goes the Galio. That Lucid wastes no time, and they're going to put down the Rift Herald. Wolf, are you hearing it? Can you hear it?
I mean, I was going to say that might have just been the game-losing moment for T1. They had no right to fight the way to fight that Herald with a setup they didn't have, frankly. I was going to say with the setup they had, they didn't really have one. That's a turret down here, and top turret's already gone. One plate left in the bottom lane. Can they punish ShowMaker?
Yes, they can, as he's going to get pulled back. Keria moving over. Lucid not going to be able to help, and the Snake goes down. And I want to completed his Seraphs as well, so he's pretty strong with these two items, pretty stacked up. 7 stacks on the Rod of Ages. And so this Dragon DP should be going over to DK, as there is, like you say, the teleport coming on forward. Can they find a team fight, though, as Grim Deliverance kind of avoided here by DK? But the quickness is so good. Smash does avoid it, though. There is a decent petrifying gaze as the Cyclone's there from Lucid. Decoy buys a lot of space as ShowMaker does not make it out. Finally, Keria does fall down, as that is Siwoo falling as well, and it's T1's turn to win a team fight.
And T1 only lose Keria here, and they will be able to take out this mid turret. Dragon going over to Dplus in the meanwhile, but the gold here feels really nice to pick up for T1. As Peyz?
Yeah, guess what's on the map.
Fine.
Yeah, Keria is here. When there's Keria and Keria in the game, it does make my brain kind of hurt. But Keria
really
was there.
So I'm going to start putting deep vision into your jungle. I'm going to let this Sivir rip through another wave in the mid lane. I'm going to let this Gnar push.
Well, chains are not going to connect, but the Gnar does. Siwoo does have a blast cone as well, and so he can use that to get himself out of there. Sorry, Valdez. The disengage cone is just perfect. But the one thing I wanted to say, Wolf, is that it's T1, and this comp has no
Doran here, and T1 have to rush over, and the timing is pretty thin.
Well, there's a Gnar onto Keria, as Mega Gnar timing here pretty good for Siwoo, but they're unable to actually finish him off. The Drake, though, it does go down as Doran gets the Unbreakable Will, but misses every other button, and now Keria is just being annoying where he can. He is going to die, but can the rest of them get out? That is the question. As Siwoo, maybe the answer is no, as ShowMaker trying to offer some damage back. The chains go wide, but Oner finds his, and Siwoo is just going to fall. Steric's not enough, and so it is 2 in trade for Soul Point.
So T1 get the gold lead again. Soul is down, he can't get here without walking, and T1 are going to make that call. It's a tough one, but if they pilot this well, got the Alistar ult in tow.
It's going to take a while for it to go down as Chains of Corruption hits a decoy. Let's see whether Lucid can utilize that as they do get the vision of this Baron. Doran looks for the angle once again, but doesn't find it. Petrifying Gaze doesn't hit much, as there is a heroic entrance from Faker just to try and get out, but it's Iron that falls down first. The Cyclone so good from Lucid, but he's still going to fall, and Doran is doing crazy things in the backline. Goes golden with the Zhonya's to buy a little bit of time before he inevitably does fall down, and ShowMaker's Conqueror is getting so much value in this fight. It's absolutely ridiculous. Faker has to flash to get himself over that wall, but Keria's going in once again because somehow he has ulti back off cooldown. Smash grabs another kill as the Gargoyle falls, and the bane of T1 is the Baron this time around. Out of the series, but they are not afraid to keep trying no matter how close to the wall they get. And here in this game number 4, they're looking to try and bring us to 5. This is their sole point as they're looking to catch Faker in this mid lane. Headbutt Pulp to interrupt the taunt, and down he will go. He does go golden, buys a little bit of time, but Smash has delivered another kill. They'll crash the wave point in this as DK, 2,000 gold lead in Infernal Soul. That is massive. To walk too close to it. And that does mean that
T1
will...
also, they don't know where the rest of Dplus are, so it's hard for them to collapse here.
But it looks like DK are going to look to try and start this fight off themselves as Keria tries to hold themselves in position, but the heroic entrance only onto Lucid, and he doesn't really care. That Cyclone knocks off Faker, he goes golden, but it interrupts Oner there as well. Grim Deliverance doesn't do much. Faker's dead already. Baron is on Dplus this time as it takes down the Zahan, and now Doran tries to do it against Smash, but the flash is too good. And now it's Peyz against the world, and unfortunately the world hits back this time.
And you know what, Atlas? You can make those silver sound effects, because we are going to 5!
Oh my goodness, DK, the one team that I did not think that would be capable to set up a reverse sweep, and they have done it. Nexus turrets in their sights, and they will bring us to a Game 5 and look to see whether they can stamp a ticket to Hong Kong.
Absolute insanity.
Reasons in this draft, because you've got a Kennen that you're worried about. And so what does Buster Shot do? It just solves the Kennen problem in one fell swoop. This time around. It was Lucid that did this on the Aatrox into, I believe, a Sejuani, as Faker is taking a lot of damage, but Oner is going to come out of the enemy jungle. That's a flash from ShowMaker. I'm not sure about that one, and now he's just really dead. Oh, he gets the egg. There you go.
Okay. I'm not sure if Faker should have no real way to close the gap for Dplus. ShowMaker's TP obviously is too lane, isn't going to get him there any faster, and they didn't have power.
Yeah, and actually, are these the first grubs that Dplus have been able to take so far this series? Sort of feels like to me. Is now Doran may be in trouble. The nature is grasping as Siwoo gets stunned up. Does he have the snips? The answer is yes. Lucid going to be the one to lock down that kill, as now we are one apiece between these two teams in Game 5. And DK getting the money.
They don't want to fight into this Kalista early, especially without setup there on the bottom side of the map. So they instead just index through top side.
Well, Needlework comes out yet again. It just kills him! Solo Molo for Siwoo! And the entirety of this side with a lot of opportunity.
This could work out, though. I think Siwoo's like, all right, I waited long enough.
Oh, in he goes. There's the Slicing Maelstrom. The Needlework comes out yet again. Fate's Call not doing a whole lot as he's looking to try and wipe out Doran, but he's not able to do so. That is the punish, and T1 are looking to continue pushing.
Yeah, and Faker just goes straight to the... And I have my upgraded boots and a Dark Seal and a fully stacked tier.
Yeah.
Whereas the Tristana's like, well, I still have a Kraken.
I do think the Dplus definitely need to fight for this one.
Absolutely.
They do have Lucid in position. He throws down the Rift Herald. Let's see whether he throws down the ulti here as well. Let's see how this one goes. There it is. Pop Blossom is going to be pushed away with the handshake, but Lucid gets in, steals away the dragon, and now Oner is trying to get himself out. Siwoo running amok right in the middle of the fight, and the twisted advance, the bullet time, the combo from Dplus is too good, and Siwoo gets those scissors out and makes them work. The bottom lane is cut into pieces. It's a triple for the Gwen, and another one for Smash as well. 2 on the floor for Dplus as well, but they get the steal, and they win the fight.
After the win, that brought them to their first of what could be potentially 3 for the reverse sweep. As Siwoo is going to get ulted here.
Yeah, Faker is going to find the chain CC as well, and I don't think the Gwen is immune enough. Does have the Needlework, but it's not enough. So Faker going to be grabbing his first kill of the game to augment his 50 CS lead.
However, there is
they are in position. Doran with teleport that he did manage to get from his quest. It's up and available as Siwoo's in the back of this pit now. Teleport comes in. ShowMaker is turning up as well. As Lucid,
it's a lot of sticks.
Try and keep this Gwen safe, as like you were saying, that is a lot of Ren stacks into this dragon. Let's see. Lucid now throws out the ulti. Can Oner get it? No, it's another steal! What the heck, Lucid? As once again, Siwoo is now immune in the back of the pit. Not anymore, though, as he needs to slink back into the mist flashes over the wall. Highway robbery complete, and they get out.
How many times is Lucid going to secure this?
Yeah. Lucid just saying, slow down, slow down. Yeah, he's like, I'm going to smite at 3K. And he did, or something.
More comfortably, and they have the Maokai. So even when T1 get the better group and they have vision, they're like, I don't really like this angle. But if they send somebody over and try to hard commit, and then
information as well. They've got Shape Splitter, they've got Saplings. You can always scout out the area even if you don't have wards.
Found Doran.
Speaking of which, yeah, Doran is just going to blow up. He flashes in, but the buster shot, they're playing tennis with a cannon. What is this? Why isn't it working today?
And
oh
that's
my
Dragon.
goodness, and now the Drake is going to be taken. That is triple Mountain soul point for DK.
And T1 just couldn't make a choice. They were like, all right, we either have to
sweep T1 out of the LCK Cup, surely not. And not on the Baron, as Oner is going to rotate over. Like we were saying, that informational advantage is still there for DK, though.
That Lucid ult.
As Oner, let's see whether he can get it done, as the Baron is smote away by Lucid, of course. Twisted advance to take down the Aatrox, and Smash is going to get flashed on by Faker. He will go down, but Keria is going to explode as well. There are the resets for ShowMaker, and he looks for another explosive charge. Man, he's drawn so many beads this game, and you can see that range is just kind of absurd. Rocket jump going to come in, and he gets another charge, and down he goes to the egg. Keria gets the information, and they will be able to take him down. So Baron for DK, and they'll get the prize in all of these kills, and a 5,000 gold advantage.
And this is a Kalista comp for T1. Getting back into this game is going to be nigh impossible, as Doran is also way up.
Oh dear. ShowMaker doesn't have buster shots, so no tennis. As Lucid is like, come on, man, are you hitting it back? And ShowMaker's like, no, I'm tired. I can't do that. I'll just kill it instead. And it is going to be your passive stacked up so far that you get the full value. Feels very, very nice. As Lucid able to get into the tiny little window to break those chains. But the bullet time is just thrown out. Faker is just dead. Pop blossom under 2. Keria, you absolute madman. He's over the wall. And now it is Keria falling, but it's totally worth it this time around, as Doran, he comes in to try and save the play. The slicing maelstrom is pretty powerful. Everyone's golden, but DK are the most gold today, as Keria walking back to the fountain, asking them to be gentle, and they're going to say absolutely not. Not today, because we are top 3 in the LCK Cup as DK book a ticket to Hong Kong.
And career complete.